Hello, welcome to Unboxed God, where we detox from religion and discover the God who refuses to fit inside the boxes we were given. I'm Tolu Sarah Johnson, and here we explore who God really is beyond faith, beyond formulas, and beyond everything we were taught to perform. If you're hungry for a real relationship with Him, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. This is going to be the fourth commandment in the theme of loving, and of course, commandment 21 overall. So, the commandment says, love, bless, and pray for your enemies. Yes, Jesus is telling you here, love, bless, and pray for your enemies. But of course, that is not what we are taught in church today. We are taught the opposite. Pray against your enemy. Pray, let them die. Pray, let God destroy them. That's what we're taught. But Jesus is saying here, emphatically, love, bless, pray for your enemies. So, this is not a suggestion. This is one of the clearest fingerprints of Jesus. Because anyone can love people who are kind. Anyone can bless people who agree with them. Anyone can pray for people that lie. But Jesus says, if you want to look like my Father, this is where He shows. And you notice, through all of this commandment we've been treating in this theme of loving, they keep repeating similar message. And everything always comes back to love. Love without no ulterior motive. Love that is freely given. Love that goes beyond expectation. Love that loves its enemies. All these things, you might find it difficult to be able to do in your flesh. The Holy Spirit might need to help you to make this happen. But before we go, let's read the Bible. Matthew 5 verse 44. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Yes, that's what Jesus said. My God. And what Jesus is confronting is the commandment goes straight for a very deep instinct in us. The instinct to protect ourselves through distance, resentment, or revenge. When someone hurts us, our natural response is avoid them. I do that. Speak badly about them. I've done that in the past. Replay the offense. I have done that many times. Hope they learn their lesson. I have think of that so many times. But since Jesus taught this commandment for me in 2.5 years now, I've been learning to love this way. It's not been easy. I find it difficult sometimes. But who says love is easy? The love that God gives us is not easy. Father goes through a lot. Jesus goes through a lot. Holy Spirit goes through a lot. They have the choice to end it all. But Papa never ends it because He wants to continually lean on the promises. So, this commandment is something that we all need to sit down, meditate on, and look at our life and see where we can make a U-turn. Because Jesus interrupts that entire cycle and says, do the opposite. Yes, not because the person deserves it, but because you are becoming like the Father. Forget what anyone deserves, because you don't deserve Jesus either. But anyway, He came. And He never bothered about what He thinks you deserve or not. And you still live in heaven. You don't deserve Jesus even in heaven. You're very selfish. You still live for yourself. And Jesus is saying, go beyond, go the extra mile. Love your enemies. I won't be surprised if people have got enemies in heaven. But if you have, love them. Love the people that you've looked down. You think you're better than them. So what does it mean to love an enemy? It does not mean pretending they didn't hurt you, allowing continued abuse, or forcing fake closeness. It means this: you refuse to let hatred take root in you. Love here is not emotional affection. It is a decision about the condition of your heart. You may not trust them, you may not be close to them, but you do not wish them harm. Yes, that is love in its most mature form. And when that thought comes to you, you have to continue to reject it. And what does it mean to bless them? To bless someone is to speak good over their life. But we do the opposite today in church. You bind and declare, which feels almost offensive when the person has wounded you. But Jesus knows something we forget. Hurt people often hurt people. So those people that you think they've offended you because they are hurting themselves. And when you bless them, you are not agreeing with their behavior. You are addressing the brokenness behind it. You're saying, I see more than what you did to me. So, what does it mean to pray for them? This is where the real transformation happens, because you cannot sincerely pray for someone and continue to hate them at the same time. Pray rearrange the heart. You begin by praying out of obedience. You end by praying out of compassion. I will tell you, the first prayer will look challenging. But the more you do it, the more you start moving towards compassion. And you're moving away from revenge. And somewhere in that process, your bitterness loses its grip. Let's look at this analogy, the fire you refuse to pass on. Imagine someone throws a burning coal at you. Your instinct is to throw it back. But if you throw it back, you now have burns on your hands as well. And you've kept the fire alive. So Jesus is saying, drop the coal. Don't throw it. Don't hold it. Just let it fall. You want me to repeat it? Jesus is telling you today, drop the coal. Don't throw it. Don't hold it. Just let it fall. Because the moment you refuse to pass the fire on, the cycle ends with you. And that is spiritual power. Because there's no way you're throwing the coal without not hurting yourself. So the more you allow unforgiveness, the more you are hurting yourself. So, why this commandment is so central to Jesus? Because this is exactly how the Father treats humanity. People ignore him, rejecting, blaming, mocking, and yet he still sends rain. It still gives breath. It still gives time. It still loves. So Jesus says, if you want to be children of your Father, love like he does. And what this produces inside you, this commandment forms emotional maturity, spiritual authority, inner peace that cannot be stolen, freedom from being controlled by other people's action. Because when you love your enemies, no one can manipulate your heart anymore. You're no longer reacting, you are choosing. So, the hidden truth is most people think loving enemies is about them. It's not. It's about what hatred would have turned you into if Jesus had not interrupted it. So, the question this commandment asks is, when someone hurts you, do you become smaller or do you become more like your Father? Because love for enemies is the highest proof that Jesus is forming something divine inside you. So we close with this thought. Anyone you love in comfort, but loving an enemy. Anyone can love in comfort rather, but loving an enemy, that is where heaven recognizes its own reflection in you. So I hope you've been blessed by this. I shall see you in the 5th commandment for this theme and the 22nd commandment overall. God bless.